Hello and welcome to my presentation Passe con Passe versus Imparfait by me, Juan Granizo. Introduction. The two most common ways to express the past in French are by using the Passe con Passe and the Imparfait. When would you use the Passe con Passe? Here are some scenarios of when you would use it. The first one, to talk about events that happened at a specific moment or that took place for a precise duration in the past. For example, Je suis allé au concert vendredi. I went to the concert Friday. It talks about a specific moment. The second, to tell about isolated actions that started and ended in the past and are completed from the speaker's viewpoint. For example, tu as fait le lit, tu as sorti la poubelle et tu as mis la table. Which means you made the bed, took out the trash, and set the table. They're isolated actions that started and ended in the past. The third one, to indicate a change in the mental, emotional, or physical state of a person. For example, tout à coup, elle a eu soif. Suddenly, she got thirsty, which is a physical change in a person. The fourth one is to narrate the facts in a story. For example, nous avons passé une journée fantastique à la plage, which means we spent a fantastic day on the beach. As you can see, that's narrating the facts of their story. The fifth one is to describe actions that move the plot forward in a narration. For example, Seraine Thomas trouve une photo dans l'eau. Suddenly, Thomas found a photograph in water, which is an action that could move the plot forward in the story. When to use the passé composé? How to form the passé composé? The passé composé is formed by using an auxiliary verb in the past participle of a verb. The auxiliary verb is typically avoir, which means to have, but sometimes être, which means to be. To form the past participle for ER verbs, drop the ER and add E to the end. To form the past participle for regular IR verbs, drop the IR and add I in the ending. And to form the past participle for regular RE verbs, drop the RE and add a U to the ending. Here are some examples. The passé composé avec être with the verb aller is je suis allé, which means I went. Tu es allé, elle est allé, nous sommes allés, vous êtes allés, elles sont allés. Next we have passé composé avec avoir and the verb manger. J'ai mangé, tu as mangé, il a mangé, nous avons mangé, vous avez mangé, and elles ont mangé, which means I ate. The imparfait. When to use the imparfait? You would use it to talk about actions that lasted for an unspecified duration of a time. For example, elle dormait tranquillement. She was sleeping peacefully. It was an action that lasted for an specified duration of time. The second, to relate events that occurred habitually or repeatedly in the past or tell how things used to be. For example, nous faisons une promenade au parc tous les dimanches matins. We used to walk in the park every Sunday morning. It's a habitual action that happened every Sunday morning. The third one is to describe an ongoing emotional or physical state of a person. For example, elle avait toujours soif. She was always thirsty, an ongoing emotional change of a person. The fourth one is to describe the background scene and setting of a story. For example, il faisait beau et le ciel était bleu. The weather was nice and the sky was blue. When narrating a story, that would be the background scene. The fifth one is to describe people and things. For example, C'était une photo d'une jolie fille. It was a photograph of a pretty girl. As you can see, it's describing the pretty girl. How to form the imparfait. The stem consists of the first person plural nous form of the present tense without the ons ending. Add the following endings to the stem instead. Meaning, get the verb with the ons ending and then add these stems in the picture. For example, parler. The verb with ons ending will be parlons. So you take out the ons and you put the verbal endings for the imparfait. And it will look like this. Je parlais, tu parlais, elle parlait, nous parlons, vous parlez, ils parlent. And you could also combine the imparfait and the passé composé. As you can see here, it's a story combining both. Quand j'étais lycéen, j'ai décidé que je voulais être politicien. J'ai étudié tous les jours parce que je devais, pour cela, être accepté dans une grande école. Je lisais les journaux régulièrement. Et un soir, quand j'ai parlé de l'actualité pendant un dîner, j'ai impressionné tout le monde. Which translates, when I was in high school, I decided that I wanted to be a politician. Which in the sentence is, quand j'étais lycéen, j'ai décidé que je voulais être politicien. The second sentence. I studied every day because for that I needed to be accepted into a prestigious university. J'ai étudié tous les jours parce que je devais, pour cela, être accepté dans une grande école. The third sentence. I read newspapers regularly, and one evening when I talked about current events at a dinner party, I impressed everyone. Which translates, je lisais les journaux régulièrement. Et un soir, quand j'ai parlé de l'actualité pendant un dîner, j'ai impressionné tout le monde. Thank you for listening. I hope that was to your liking.